Hello, students. In today's online session, we will learn how to build our own toys using some available material around us or in our lab. We will primarily be using BO motor, DC motor. Let's see what we are going to build today. I mean, along with this skiing man, skiing robot, we are also going to build some other toys. This is how it is going to be looking like. This is how it is going to work. So what we are primarily going to use in today's session in 2 3 toys that we are going to display is use of this dual shaft BO motor or DC geared motor. Let's see, this works on 3 to 12 volt. We can also make it work on 1.5 volt. It has basically a gear reduction. If you open this, basically there are DC motor and gears and a rotor. We will see this mechanism in detail. This is how the animation of the geared DC motor looks like. So inside that there is a rotor and the gears. So let's open this BO motor or gear motor. This is the DC motor. Once we open the casing, then there are gears, the speed reduction gears. We have now taken them off along with the shaft. So let's now open the DC motor also. So open the case. So this is basically a stator with magnets. Now we are going to remove the, so this is basically a rotor with a copper coil and a stator with magnets. So let's see how it works. We are going to put it back again as it was assembled earlier. We have reassembled it. Let's see basically how it works. So it has two terminals. You can give ground and VCC to either of the terminals. It doesn't matter. This BO motor doesn't have polarity. So currently we are making it work on 6 volts. It doesn't have polarity as said. If you connect the terminals, the positive and negative terminal to the opposite terminal of the motor, only difference it makes is the motor runs clockwise in this case, and if you connect the positive and negative terminal the other way, it runs the counterclockwise. Or yeah, so these are basically the components inside the gear motor. So the main components are basically the gears. They are plastic gears. In engineering term, they are called as spur gears. So the electrical components, this is a stator, and these are brushes with negative and positive terminal. This is a rotor. So how it works, we are going to see in the animation. So this is basically rotating at a very low speed, the double shaft. So you can see the speed decreases here because the gear ratio, and another point where the speed decreases. So there are two gears where the speed is decreased and the torque is increased at the same time, apart from what it is originally giving. So now this is how the DC motor works. So when there are positive and negative connections made, so the electricity that is passed through the rotor, so commutator plate passes on the electricity and the coil, and this is how the motor will run. So the brushes will get the VCC and ground connection. So you can interchange the VCC and ground connection. The motor will rotate in the opposite direction. So this is primarily how BO motor works, or the gear DC motor works. So now the material required for our today's toy is basically hot glue gun, ice cream sticks, stripper, soldering material, wires, 1.5 volt battery, a switch, a plastic tennis ball, then some stationery. We are also going to use the DC drill along with the drill bits. So now let's see the procedure. So we have taken the ice cream stick. The first, now let's make the hands for the skiing robot. So 6 centimeters, we have marked the first ice cream sticks at 6 centimeter. We are going to cut that ice cream stick using the stripper. Do not break it with hands, it will get cracked unevenly. So the first ice cream stick, the first hand of the skiing robot. Now we are going to cut the second arm, second hand of the another hand of the skiing robot. So one more time, 6 centimeter. So cut this stick also to the 6 centimeter using the stripper. Now, once we have cut these two arms, let's keep them together aside so that we know they are going to be used for, as arms later. Now, using the cut ice cream sticks only, we are going to use it for other parts. So now, let's basically make the legs of the skiing robot using the cut the other half of the cut ice cream stick. So this is approximately 5 centimeter. We are good with that. So basically we are going to have, yeah, this is 5 centimeter. So what we are going to do is we are going to mark 4.5 centimeter on one edge of that ice cream stick, that part of the ice cream stick, 4.5 centimeters, and we are going to draw a slanted line. We are going to basically draw a slanted line. We are going to cut it. So this is basically 4.5 centimeter one edge, and we will, if it is difficult to cut it along that edge, we are going to add a slanted line. So we are going to make a slanted line and we are going to cut using the stripper along that slanted line. So this ice cream stick, one edge is going to be 4.5 centimeter and the other edge is going to be 5 centimeter. So it is going to be little slanted. Okay. Now we have cut it. So this is one leg of the skiing robot. So we are going to make another leg, same dimensions. One edge is going to be 5 centimeter and another edge is going to be 4.5 centimeter. So same thing we will do, add a slanted line and cut along that slanted line using the stripper. Okay, make sure that keep your stationery just close by, the ruler and pencil nearby. So now we have made two legs for the skiing robot. We will keep those legs aside for a while so that we are going to use them later. So now let's make the other parts of the skiing robot. So we are going to cut the half of the leg exactly at 3.5 centimeter. So it is basically the upper half of the leg, one side 3.5 centimeter. Just mark it correctly, and this is for the left leg. So the upper half of the left leg. So let's cut it 3.5 centimeter both. Do not change the dimensions because they may change the overall structure of the skiing robot. So we are going to maintain the dimensions same both for right and left leg of the robot. If they are changed, if they are uneven, your robot will not work the way it needs to work. So these are two upper half of the legs. Now let's do some soldering work. But before we do that, we are also going to cut some two small parts from the ice cream stick. So those we are going to use later at the end of the assembly. Keep them nearby the two ice cream sticks, just like that. Now, cutting off the ice cream sticks for legs, hands, and joints for the skiing board is done. So now let's basically stick using the glue stick. Let's stick the arms. So approximately 1 centimeter from the straight edge of the arms. Mark using the marker. And now take the hot glue gun. By the time you do all this cutting, make sure that you are keeping the hot glue gun on so that it gets heated. So apply the hot glue along the lines, these two lines that at 1 centimeter. Now stick this one arm on one shaft of the DC motor, the DC geared motor. Make sure that you keep it on the floor so that you get exactly get an idea. Keep the motor straight, upright. Ask your friend to hold it while you apply the glue gun all around the motor shaft. Right now it is not visible, but yes, we have applied the glue gun all around the shaft along the ice cream stick so that the ice cream stick gets stuck correctly. So now this is one arm ready. Now we will keep it, allow it to dry, allow the glue to dry. Same thing we will do for the other arm. Put the glue gun at that 1 centimeter line that we have drawn for the second arm. Now make sure that you put this second arm exactly parallel to the first one. Do not change the orientation. Exactly both of the arms of the skiing man should be exactly parallel like this. Check the orientation from all angles. Now apply the glue gun, apply the hot glue from all the sides for the second arm. And now your arms are assembled properly. Keep that aside for now. Allow it to dry for some time. Now let's assemble the legs, the upper part of the legs. So take that 3.5 centimeter part, apply the hot glue gun on this part of the motor. Put this stick this part at an angle like that. And now the bottom part of the leg, make sure that the last line is exactly parallel to the board so that your robo can stand. Apply the hot glue gun at the edge of that upper part of the leg and put your bottom part of the leg just like, if you keep it stand, the edge will be parallel to the ground. Now apply the hot glue gun on the other side for the second leg. Glue that upper part of the leg and then apply the glue for the bottom part of the left leg. Now your robo should be able to stand, so that's why we have cut the slanted the stick slanted. Now let's do some electronic connections. We have taken one cable, strip that cable from both ends. Now the second cable, again strip this cable also from both ends. Now we will cut one of the cables halfway because we are going to add switch. Strip those all the cables, all the joints. Now keep the soldering gun on so that it gets hot by the time. Now apply some soldering material on the motor terminals. You can also do soldering before gluing the ice cream sticks. It is easy rather. We have done it the other way. We have we have added the ice cream sticks first. We have glued the ice cream sticks first and then we are doing soldering. You can do other way also. Now solder on the one terminal, solder one of these small cables on one terminal. Now take one switch, push button switch like that, flat one. Apply some soldering material on both the terminals of the switch, just we have shown. Take some ice cream stick below that so that you don't damage the cutting mat. We don't recommend using soldering gun on the cutting mat. Take something below your parts, just like wooden some parts. Now solder that wire to one terminal of the switch. Since we have already applied some material, now take the second wire, solder it to the other terminal of the switch. Now the let's solder the other wire on the other terminal of the motor, so that we have connected both the terminals of the motor. Take some help of your friend or your teacher in case you need some help to access the both the terminals. Now let's try switching the yeah button on. We need to rotate the hands counterclockwise of the robo. So let's check which terminal of the battery we are going to connect to which terminal of the motor. So make a connection in a such a way that your robo hands should run counterclockwise, anti-clockwise. Now applied the hot glue on the back side of the motor for battery. So we are going to use 1.5 volt battery. We are going to connect the negative terminal. We are going to solder it. You can also use battery holder, but it is going to increase the weight. Now this terminal of the battery, the other wire we are going to solder on the positive terminal of the battery. Make sure that you assemble the wires properly so that they don't get entangled. Solder them properly. Now your electrical connections are ready. Keep that aside. Now we are going to assemble, we are going to glue the robo on the skiing board, exactly 5.5 centimeter. So this ice cream stick is 11 centimeter. At exactly 5.5 centimeter, we have marked the line, applied the hot glue using the gun. Keep your hot glue gun on until all the connections are done. Now on one of the legs, exactly halfway, put this ice cream stick exactly flat on that leg. Now we have assembled one board. Now another board exactly same. Take it halfway, 5.5 centimeter. Make sure that you use flat ice cream stick. Sometimes they are bent, so use the correct ice cream stick. Another on same thing, 5.5 centimeter, exactly at half, apply the hot glue and put this on the second, just below the second leg. Now in this case you can put it just like the other first one, and now check whether both the boards are parallel and flat. There should be at equal distance from each other also. Now put the robo on the ground so that the skiing board are flat to the ground. Now we are checking whether they are exactly parallel and flat, parallel to each other and flat to the ground. Now to make the skiing board strong, we are going to add those two small pieces of ice cream sticks so that your skiing boards remain together. So the joints become strong, the skiing board becomes strong. Apply this small piece of ice cream stick just to connect the two skiing boards. Okay, now do exactly same thing. Let's first glue the button on the skiing board itself. Apply some hot glue gun just behind the legs. Why we are going to going to glue the button on the switchboard? Because it becomes easy for you to switch on and off the motor when the robo is actually working. If you put the switch on some other place, it will become little difficult to switch on and off the button. Now we have glued the button just behind the legs. Okay, just allow it to dry. Okay, now another apply some hot glue gun just behind the button so that we can add the small part that we have cut just behind the button so that the skiing board is again become strong. Now let's we are going to make the skiing stick. So for that we need earbuds. So take the cotton from one end of the first earbud, take it up, take it off properly. You can take stripper or you can take it using hands. Now do the same thing with the another earbud. Take out the cotton from only from one end of both the earbuds. We need the cotton on the other end. Just like that we have removed for both the earbuds. Now we are going to use this earbuds as skiing stick of the robo. Okay, now take the robo and start applying the hot glue gun on one arm. Okay, apply the hot glue and stick the glue the earbud in this particular angle. Okay, now do it with the second arm. Okay, so your earbud angle should be like this. Your arm should be exactly parallel to the ground. Arms of robo should be parallel to the ground, and earbud should be stick like this, so that when it rotates, when it comes exactly perpendicular, the earbuds come perpendicular to the ground. Their height should be more than the skiing board. So when it gets touched to the ground, the robo can start jumping. Now apply the hot glue the uh, all around the earbuds. Now our robo is ready. Now let's take a tennis ball. We are going to make a drill. Use the gloves. Okay, take a 6-7 mm drill. Make a hole like this. Apply hot glue gun on the top part of the motor where you are going to put that ball through that hole. Now the head of the skiing man is ready. Take a marker and start drawing eyes and emojis as per your choice. The happy skiing man, you're adding eyes and nose, and this is how your skiing man is ready. Allow it to dry all the joints. Now it is ready for. Now this is how it is going to work. Make the switch on, and it will start jumping using those. Yeah. So this is how it will work. So this is basically 100 RPM DC gear motor. You need to